What do you do if you think you have a haunted object? How do you know if you're a haunted person? These are some of the questions I was asked in the Q&A portion of my library presentations, and I'll answer them in this episode of the Peep Podcast. Welcome to the Peep Podcast. I'm your host, Nicolle, and on this episode, I'm going to answer some of the questions I received from the wonderful audiences who attended my Haunted Carolina presentations at the Wake County Public Libraries in October. But first, I have a few things to cover and I'll try to keep them short. I want to give an extra huge shout out to a few generous souls who saw my social posts in late October, hoping for assistance with paying the platform fees for the podcast. This show is free to listen to, but not free for me to produce, and I had some unexpected expenses this year. When I mentioned ways to support the show, like the donate button on peeppodcast.com, buying my books, or buying merchandise at TeePublic, these amazing humans stepped up in a big way and helped ease my mind about covering the annual platform and website renewals. I am eternally grateful. Thanks to everyone who came to my library talks this year. They are always so much fun, and I really enjoyed how engaged everyone was. I appreciate that Wake County Public Libraries have asked me back every year to share my stories of paranormal investigations and all the lessons that I've learned while doing them. If you've been considering reading my books on Kindle Unlimited, you have a limited amount of time to do so, pun intended. At the end of this month and the beginning of next month, each of them is being withdrawn from the program, so I can make them available in other venues. When an author puts her work in KU, she agrees to keep it exclusive, and that's proven to be too limiting for me. So if you've been waiting, in just a few weeks, you will have missed your opportunity. And last but not least, you can follow me on Ream now. Ream, spelled R-E-A-M, is a new platform where readers can follow, subscribe, and support their favorite authors. It's like Patreon, but created just for authors and readers. Subscribers receive different levels of benefits for their support and can read along as writers create new stories. You can even comment paragraph by paragraph if you want to give the author feedback on their story. Follow for free to get a taste of what I'm writing and to be part of the community. Subscribe to get more. Just go to reamstories.com/Nicolle to find me. Right now, I'm publishing chapters of my work in progress as I write them. Its title is The Daughter of the Mystic Moon, and it's a medieval fantasy about a young healer who learns the truth about how her father died while she's searching for her kidnapped mother. Her journey takes her outside of her comfort zone and into dark places beyond the borders of her homeland. If you're an avid reader, even if you don't subscribe to my page, just check out Ream anyway to see what the new platform is all about. Okay, if you missed any of that, go to NicolleMaroc.com and subscribe to my newsletter to keep up to date on all my latest projects and to enjoy opportunities to win free prizes. Now back to the Wake County Library's edition of Ask Me Anything. If you couldn't make my in-person talks, and I know most of you are not local to the Raleigh area, you can still watch the presentation on my new YouTube channel. The audio and video quality are not the best because I had to set up the camera in the back of the library's meeting room so it wouldn't be distracting to the audience. I did not have a camera person, so it's a wide shot with ambient sound. Please don't complain. I worked with what I had, and I learned a few things for next year. I'll put the link to the video in the show notes and on my website. The title of my presentation was All the Reasons a House Might Be Haunted. And yes, I was really challenging myself by saying all. If you listened to my last episode, you know what one of those reasons was, and if you didn't listen yet, you should. It surprised me, and I laughed. I listed about 15 possible reasons, and one of those was that a person brought in a haunted object. If you are the type of person who likes to go antiquing, to estate sales, flea markets, and yard sales, be careful what you bring home. If the energy feels off, there might be a reason, and if paranormal events suddenly begin in your house, you might want to try removing that object and seeing if they stop. One of the questions I was asked during the Q&A session at most of my presentations was what to do with a potentially haunted object once you realize it's the culprit. While you could do something overly dramatic like burn it or bury it, my recommendation is to list it on eBay as a haunted item and see what collector of oddities might buy them. Then at least you might be able to recoup some of that money, and you can be honest about why you're offloading the item. Another reason a house might be haunted is if it's a person and not a spirit causing the disturbances. I'm talking about a PK-type poltergeist, a person with psychokinesis. If you listen to episode 3 of this podcast, Emotions, Technology, and a Poltergeist with John Kruth, you know this is a real possibility. Two of the questions I was asked regarding PK poltergeist are, 1, if the person with psychokinesis is not in the house when something happens, what does that mean? And 2, if the paranormal events are caused by a person, what can they do about it? So my answers are, 1, if the suspected person is not in the home at the time of a paranormal occurrence, then my guess is that you just ruled them out. Although it might not be impossible, I think it's improbable that they would be affecting the environment subconsciously from a distance. And 2, if the events are caused by a person, the best thing they can do is to learn to control their emotions and reactions to the world around them. I highly suggest listening to episode 3 if you haven't, and re-listening if it's been a while and you're dealing with this in your own life. Meditation, yoga, and breathing exercises can help you get your energy under control and calm your mind. Another reason a person might think their house is haunted is because they are a haunted person. In other words, someone like me. If you often experience events that could be paranormal, where and when others around you do not, you might be a haunted person. While I've been in many paranormally active houses where others have experienced activity too, including people who consider themselves not sensitive at all, I've also had experiences where no other person has. Some of us are simply more prone to experiencing the paranormal. As sensitives, intuitives, psychics, natural mediums, or whatever you want to call us, our energy acts as a beacon to spirits looking for attention. It's something that we must learn to control so that we aren't constantly being distracted by their behavior. Some of my past episodes are interviews with psychics in which we touched on our personal ways to put our psychic walls up, or turn off, or tune out, however you want to think about it. But I'm considering doing a workshop or YouTube video that goes into more detail. Let me know if that's something that interests you by commenting on this episode's social media posts on Facebook or Twitter, or by using the contact form at peeppodcast.com. Also, if you watch the video of the presentation on YouTube, feel free to send me follow-up questions of your own, and I'll answer them in a future episode. Thank you for listening. If you are interested in sharing your own personal paranormal experiences, or if you have an idea for an episode topic, please reach out through the contact form at peeppodcast.com. Remember, that's peeppodcast.com. That stands for People Experiencing Everyday Paranormal. while you're there, subscribe to my newsletter to keep up with the podcast and all my creative and energetic endeavors. I only email it once a month. You'll receive briefs on recent episodes, information on any upcoming appearances, and some additional fun stuff, including drawings for free books, like the one I'm doing November 30th. If you enjoy the podcast, please give it some rating love on your favorite podcast app, share it with friends, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Ratings and reviews help the podcast be found by others. A huge thank you to everyone who has given the show some love. I truly appreciate it. No matter how you support the show, listening, telling others about it, financial support through the donate button on the website, or any other way, I absolutely appreciate your being here. Thanks again for listening. Stay safe and be well.